Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having a fantastic week so far. Welcome Fuang, Hyana, Redexar. Nice to see Carolina, our chat moderator, in the chat. Welcome students, Ugulhan, Sarah, Stan. Lovely to have so many of you with me here ready to learn. This is, everybody, an IELTS speaking class. We're focusing on the speaking section of the exam. And specifically, we're focusing on part one, the first 5-6 minutes of the speaking, which sets the foundation for your score and your performance. And the topic that we will look at for the strategies and for practice is talk about ice cream. Now, as strange as this may sound, this was actually a topic in the test not so long ago, a couple months ago. So if some of you are thinking, oh, this is an interesting practice topic, it's not just a practice topic. The topic of ice cream and questions about ice cream surprised some candidates. Again, students, remember, strategy is the way to get high scores, not by trying cheap tricks or trying to predict topics, because predicting that the topic of speaking part one is ice cream is virtually impossible. Let's be honest with each other. And I bet many of you thought, hey, this is just practice. But no, this was an IELTS part one topic. And the reason being is that most people around the world are familiar with ice cream. Now, this lesson, this material, the strategies that you see in these classes, they come from aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. These are the websites that power these live classes. They contain all of our videos, practice exams, and much, much more. We will use the websites today. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. You can just simply click that red button that's just above my head there to get access to the premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. We try to help as many students as we can. That's our goal. You can enter the code SINGLE9 for an additional 10% discount, and I'll show you where that code is actually coming from. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and I'm a British Council agent, so you're in great hands with us. For the general IELTS, it's the green background. Again, click the big red button that you see there to join the premium version. We will use this website a little bit later today to interact with students. Another great reason to become a premium student is we now have premium member live classes on Zoom once per week, where we get to audio and even video chat with each other. And that's on Sundays at the same time as this class. So if you buy the premium version of our website, you get those exclusive Zoom classes, okay? You can purchase the course here on YouTube through Shopify. There's the URL there for everybody. So lots of ways to get help, including apps. Download these apps from your app stores, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Link them to the respective websites. And follow us on Instagram to get the live class schedules, IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help. If you have questions, let me know. My email is adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. We're also looking for some video editors who love editing videos and like media to join our team. So if you want to edit videos, send me your CV to those emails below as well. So IELTS training, potentially even a job for you there. All right. Students, we do have classes tomorrow here on YouTube. We'll have Task 1 writing for members tomorrow, and we will have listening part 3 and 4 for subscribers. We started the listening exam last week, and we'll finish that one tomorrow. So some pretty big news in the IELTS world as we get into our speaking today. You have a new option. This started in December. It's called the one skill retake. Now, if you fail just one part of the IELTS, everybody, like the speaking, for example, or writing or reading, as long as you took the computer-based exam and the one skill is offered at that test center, then you can retake just one section of the IELTS exam. Now, there are a lot of details and conditions to pay attention to, and I'm not going to go into that because there's too many to talk about for this class. But this video that I uploaded just in the last 24 hours has all that information for you. So check out that video. Okay, if you know that you have a weakness in one of the sections and you get 5.5 or 5 when you're doing your practice exams, I strongly recommend doing your exam at a test center where they have the one skill retake and doing the computer-based version. Okay, super important. Pay really careful attention to that. It could save you a lot of time, money, and headache. Okay. All right. Okay, Karem, make sure that you send me an email in time. Okay, I saw a couple people sent me an email after the class was finished. All right, so let's get into the speaking. IELTS speaking part 1. Speak and repeat. Copy what I say, copy how I say it. Again, for those of you just joining, I'm on the west coast of North America. More specifically, I'm in Canada, in Victoria. Victoria is close to Vancouver, Seattle, and we speak kind of this nice, crisp, clean West Coast English here. So it's a good accent to practice. Okay, everybody. So you go to your IELTS exam and you show up an hour early, and then you meet with your examiner after you register. And then your examiner will introduce the speaking section. They will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are conducting this exam in Victoria. The time right now is 7 a.m. and this is exam center 97YQ4, candidate number 77982211. and examiner number 95734. The speaking has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each, and I'm recording this for marking and clerical purposes. Now, while the examiner is giving you those instructions, make sure to focus and think about your strategies. Instead of getting really nervous and being like, focus on what you need to do, okay? You need to give full sentence answers. It's not a chit chat. You're not having a conversation with a friend. This is a professional interview, kind of like a job interview, but not exactly. You have to make sure that you focus on giving answers, plus explanations, plus examples to the questions, okay? All right. So the first question that the examiner will ask you is, may I see your identification? In the face-to-face exam, they ask for your identification. In the computer-based, they don't, but definitely practice and be ready to answer this question clearly, completely, and accurately. People are like, well, I don't get marked for this anyway. Well, yeah, but if you can't say accurately the answer to the first question, it's pretty hard to convince the examiner that you're a very good or expert user of English, right? Okay. So just say something like, yes, gladly, here is my passport that I have used to register. Please take a look at my credentials. That's it. That's all. Nice full sentence answer. Okay. Again, students, repetition. Yes, gladly. Here's my passport that I have used to register. Please take a look at my credentials. Okay. And then comes the next question, which is always the same question as well. What is your full name? And there's a hidden question. The hidden question is, and what should I call you? Okay, it's protocol. They have to ask you these two questions to make you feel comfortable. All right. Hi, Eugen. Love those emojis. That panda can't do a day without. Okay. All right. Fateme, you can use the present perfect, have used, or you can use the simple past. Doesn't matter. Both are natural. Okay. All right. What is your full name? My given name is Christina, and my family name is McNeil. McNeil. Please call me by my nickname, Chrissy. Okay, so something like that. All right, just keep it simple. Make sure that your names are exactly the same that you use in your passport, except for your nickname, of course, that you want to be called. But you have to give the same names that are in your passport, absolutely. Okay, so here we go. Again, just repeat after me. And this is the speed. So if some of you are thinking, oh, Adrian's speaking a little bit quickly, maybe. I had a cup of coffee. Your examiner might be faster in the morning because of that too. In fact, I'm still drinking that coffee, but they speak natural speed. IELTS is not an English as a second language exam. They speak with a natural speed. They don't change. They don't adjust. Their instructions are to be natural, to speak like they are speaking to anybody else in their everyday life in a professional setting. Okay? VD, interesting. VD says, yeah, I faced this once. I had a topic about chocolate, right? So if you have a topic about chocolate, why not a topic about ice cream? Exactly. You know what? Chocolate. I like it, VD. I'll do a topic on chocolate as well one of these days. All right. So again, the question from the examiner. Students, repeat questions as well as answers. One of the common mistakes in practicing for the IELTS is students only practice answers. It's only half the equation, okay? And I often don't talk about this particular tip, but today I will, okay? So practice questions as well as answers before you sit the IELTS speaking section, okay? For obvious reasons, okay? Understanding questions and saying them and getting a sense of how they're said will help you with your answers as well. Okay? All right. Can you hear my heartbeat, Michelle? Maybe. I don't know. All right. So, practice the questions. Okay? What is your full name? My given name is Christina and my family name is McNeil. Please call me by my nickname, Chrissy. Okay, Chrissy. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better. Some questions on a general topic. Ajit said my IELTS speaking test was yesterday. I had to talk about uniforms. Okay. Ajit, they're not going to repeat that topic. Ajit saying, give me some suggestions for this topic. No, they won't repeat that topic for probably months, if at all, this year. They don't repeat topics. They've got enough to go on. Okay? They know that a lot of students are doing what you're doing and saying, hey, let's practice talking about uniforms. And definitely they won't be giving that, right? It would be way too easy. So you cannot predict. You cannot get ahead of it. Strategy is your key, everybody. Is that clear? Strategy. You can't predict uniforms. You can't predict chocolate. You can't predict ice cream. Okay? It's not possible. It would be, if you have that kind of luck, you should go buy a lottery ticket. That's what I think. All right. There's no, Alexander, the statistics are that it's completely random. It's completely random. So because they don't want people to use memorized language. IELTS is valid. IELTS is accurate, right? So they have some typical questions for the warm-up, like this one here. What do you like to do at the weekends? Now, this is actually interesting, everybody, and I can see that some of you are like, okay, what topics are common, which ones are not? Well, for these warm-up questions, they have some common questions like, what do you like to do at the weekend, or do you work or study? So these are common, but technically, they're not marking you on these questions. Okay, according to the IELTS, you're not actually getting marked. These questions are made to get you to feel comfortable and confident. But here's an interesting point. If I do something like this, at the weekend, I like to watch movies and hang out with my friends. Let's change it a little bit. There are several activities I like to do at the weekend, like watching movies, playing video games, and going on walks in the park near my home. But the one I like the most is cricket. Okay, so here's an interesting point, students, as we get into this part one, and this is keep this in mind here for the IELTS. So this answer, okay, you're in the IELTS, you're sitting there, the examiner asks you, what do you like to do at the weekends? And then the candidate says, there are several activities I like to do at the weekend, like watching movies, playing video games, and going on walks in the park near my home. But the one I like most is cricket. Okay, what do you think this answer tells the examiner? This is a good question at this point for a lot of our viewers, and this will definitely give you a good idea of how to get a high band score versus how to get a so-so band score or a low band score. So if you give this kind of answer to this question in your IELTS speaking, what do you think you just accomplished? What did you achieve? Dominov says it's a really cool response, targeted band 7. Millicent says you're not specific. Okay, what do you think? Hathu says it's like a weekend routine. Okay, if I'm your examiner, I would think, okay, and I think a lot of examiners will do the same. Okay, so A, this candidate practiced. And B, this candidate seems, now I won't make a hard judgment, but I'll make a soft judgment. I'll say this candidate seems to like using templates. If this is true, this will be a band 6.5 or lower. Okay, so that's what I would think if you gave me this response. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you tell me there are several activities I like to do at the weekend, like watching movies, playing video games, and going on walks in the park near my home, but the one I like the most is cricket, especially if I kind of hear your voice being very like dot 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 pop 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 pop. Okay. Hey Jen, welcome aboard. Nice to see two moderators today. Awesome. All right, does that make sense? Why? Because there's no explanation, there's no example, it seems way too rehearsed. Does everybody understand that? Okay, examiners do not like templates. Keep that in mind. All right, Fong says yes. All right. Okay, so for this question, if you want to give this type of answer, I would give something like, on the weekends, I like to watch movies on Saturdays because it helps me relax after a tough week at the office. I watched the movie Titanic this past weekend. And on Sundays, I usually do a productive activity like going to the gym or reading a book. Okay, so much more natural answer, explanation, example. It seems specific, doesn't seem like it's too rehearsed. So this one tells the examiner that, okay, student prepared, and they seem to be original. Okay, and that's what you want. You want to seem like you prepared and you're kind of original. Okay, you're not like the next person that's in line doing their IELTS speaking interview. Okay. So Maksud says, at weekends, I like to talk with friends. Sure, why? Okay, Maksud, so give me a little bit more information. Okay, so Maksud says this, at weekends, I like to talk with friends. Why? When did you last do this? Okay, so you want to answer those questions to turn it from a band 4 into a band 9. Okay, all right. Aquatic says, hey guys, try PTE. PTE is not accepted in as many places as IELTS, so just be careful if you do PTE. A lot of people say it's exactly as difficult as IELTS, but also be careful because it's not accepted in as many places as IELTS, so make sure you know where you apply. Okay, so let's get into the ice cream questions, everybody. I want to spend more time here. Okay, so let's talk about ice cream. All right, now when the examiner introduces this topic, try to think about as much vocabulary. So visualize. Okay, picture yourself eating ice cream. And think about vocabulary. Okay, let's do a little bit of vocabulary practice now. What kind of vocabulary comes to mind when you think of ice cream? And again, everybody who's joining now, you might think, this is crazy. Speaking part 1 about ice cream, really? Yes, it was a topic in the IELTS exam not so long ago. Okay, Shakab says, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I love how somebody had that in their head. I always have that in my head when I think about ice cream. And look at all the emojis. I mean, that's how you know that people should be able to talk about ice cream. We've got like 4 different kinds of emojis for ice cream. All right. Fuang says creamy. Actually, you know, it seems to me like this is a good topic for people. People seem to have a lot of experience with this. In fact, I think it is one of the most common tourist foods. So I think when people travel, go to another city, another country, one of the foods that they commonly look for is ice cream. So even in your everyday conversation, ice cream is just good vocabulary to have. So creamy, cone, sundae. Yes, sundae is a type of ice cream. You're making me drool. Okay, Fatime says melting. Yes. Kakashi says dessert. Indeed. The different flavors, chocolate, strawberry, toppings. Very good, Rahul. Rahul says, let's not forget our toppings. 2 P's, toppings, usually. Alexander says, hey, guys, whoa, let's slow it down. Let's give the Italians credit where it is deserved. I believe it's with a G in English, Alexander. Gelato, gelato, like that. Gelato. Okay. Yes, Hathu says it should be soft and smooth. There's soft ice cream and hard ice cream as well, right? There's two different kinds. There's frozen yogurt. I don't know about you guys, but the odd day I like my sorbets, right? Lots of great vocabulary for ice cream. Just repeat after me. Creamy. Cone. Waffle cone. Sundae. Melt. Dessert. Chocolate. Toppings. Gelato. Soft. Hard. Frozen yogurt. Sorbet. Yes, indeed, everybody. Okay. So, first question. The examiner says, let's talk about ice cream. Do you like ice cream? Why or why not? Now, if you tell me you don't like ice cream, it's going to be a tricky conversation, so be ready for that. It's possible, and you might go that way, but that might be difficult. Just be aware that giving negative answers is tricky. Okay? It's difficult. All right, Ugulhan. Seems like Ugulhan was very quick there. Ugulhan, if you prepared your answer, good for you. That's the way you should do it, students. Look ahead. These questions are often, well, not often, they're always posted in the description so you can practice them. Okay? All right. So, Ugulhan says, yes, I like eating ice cream since my childhood and love it still now, especially spaghetti ice cream and strawberry with chocolate. In fact, yesterday evening I had 2 portions of banana ice cream. Now, we usually don't say portions for ice cream. What do you think we usually say? Okay, so I like the answer, Ugulhan. I think you have a good amount of information, and I think the grammar is fairly good and it seems fairly natural. Just this one part I would fix. Oh, look at all of you. You're like, it's not portions. We usually say 2 scoops ice cream. Yes, even if it's just from a bucket, we say 2 scoops of ice cream. Okay, so Ugulhan says, yes, I like eating ice cream since my childhood and love it still now, especially spaghetti ice cream and strawberry with chocolate. In fact, yesterday evening I had 2 scoops of banana ice cream. I like it. That could be a band 9 answer with nice fluency. Absolutely. Okay, IELTS Advantage says, yes, to fell relax. Okay, so this would be like a band 3 to 3.5 answer. It does answer the question. The student does understand the question. But it lacks detail, it's incorrect grammar, it's awkward vocabulary here as well. So use the question, students. First of all, that's my tip. Use the question to give yourself more fluency. So instead of just saying yes, right? You don't want to just go yes, no for your answers, because then your fluency goes way down, your vocabulary, your grammar, all of that goes way down. So instead of just saying yes, reflect the question. Say, yes, I certainly do like eating ice cream every now and again. Okay, so that would be a good use of the question with some added vocabulary to feel relaxed. Now, ice cream is soul food, but to feel relaxed is kind of strange. I'm not sure if relaxed is the best verb here. To feel uplifted. Okay, often when people are depressed or sad, they eat ice cream. It's called comfort food. Okay, has everybody heard this before? Comfort food? I'll add this to the vocabulary. So ice cream is considered comfort food. It's maybe the comfort food for many people. When they feel like they had a bad day, they're feeling sad, they grab a big bowl of ice cream, sit down in front of a TV and eat ice cream until they fall asleep, right? Okay, yes, certainly, yes, I certainly do like eating ice cream every now and again to feel uplifted. The other day I was feeling down because I had a fight with my friend. So I ate a bucket of chocolate ice cream in the evening. Okay, haven't we all? Right? Okay, so that would be a good response, natural language. Again, everybody, just repeat after me. Here we go. Yes, I certainly do like eating ice cream every now and again to feel uplifted. The other day, I was feeling down because I had a fight with my friend, so I ate a bucket of chocolate ice cream in the evening. All right, notice all the nice expressions here. So when you have a topic like ice cream and you're able to use some very what's called context-specific vocabulary, like feel uplifted, feeling down means depressed or sad, ate a bucket of chocolate ice cream. Okay, this type of context-specific vocabulary will really help to boost your score. Okay, all right. So here's the next question, everyone. Let's do this one. How often do you eat ice cream? Okay, these are very popular questions, these how often questions in the IELTS exam. First of all, you should be thinking adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency. Many of you know these. Adverbs of frequency are like always, often, usually, sometimes, never, or rarely, seldom. Okay, these are your adverbs of frequency. And when you hear that, how often, definitely think adverbs of frequency. So always, often, usually, sometimes, rarely, never. Okay, now think about numbers, plus numbers. Okay, quantify. Quantification is very important for communication. Everybody say it with me. Quantification is very important for communication. It helps us to be coherent. Okay? Let's see what you have. Nav Kaur has this answer for us. Nav says, no, not very often, 2 times a month, because my parents restricted me from eating ice cream because ice cream is unsuitable for my teeth or health. Okay. All right. All right. Now, instead of the double negative there, let's just use one, Nav. So just go with not very often. Okay. Now, instead of saying not very often, you might say something like seldom. Seldom is considered to be a bit higher level vocabulary if you're using this answer. So seldom may be a bit more advantageous. Seldom, like 2 times a month. I love the quantification. 2 times a month is still more than me, though. Nab, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so seldom, like 2 times a month, because my parents restricted me from eating ice cream. Avoid this repetition. What's the other word that Nab should use here so it sounds a bit less repetitive and a bit more natural? What do you think? Okay. Yeah, pupil says since. Absolutely. Alexander agrees. Yeah. I agree too. Okay. So I would put since as well. Okay. So seldom, like 2 times a month, because my parents restricted me from eating ice cream since it is. Okay. So again, avoid repetitions, use pronouns. Since it is. Unsuitable is a bit awkward. We wouldn't really use that in natural language. Since it is bad for my teeth and health. It's not or, unfortunately. Too much ice cream, definitely not just one or the other, but both. It is bad for my teeth and health as it contains lots of sugar. Let's finish the idea. Now we're on to a high band score. Again, everybody repeat after me. Not very often, like 2 times a month, because my parents restricted me from eating ice cream since it is bad for my teeth and health as it contains lots of sugar. Okay. Let's go to a leader question. Let's jump to this question here. Has ice cream changed in any way since you were a child? Students, give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Now pay attention to the grammar here. Has ice cream changed in any way since you were a child? What's the grammar here? This is, drum roll please. This is present perfect. That's right, Fuong. Very good. Present perfect. So answer in present perfect. And the easiest, the simplest, the best, and the fastest way to answer in present perfect is just simply say, yes, it has. Beautiful 3 words. Yes, it has. Why is this so beautiful? Well, because it shows that you understood the question and you understood the grammar and you just answered it. Okay. This shows that you understood the question, the grammar of the question, and you reflected this clearly. And it's actually a very, very common way to answer these yes, no, closed questions in natural native English. So native English speakers, if you ask them a present perfect yes, no question, like have you done this or has that been finished, or then often the answer will be yes, it has, no, it hasn't. Okay. So reflect that grammar. It's very important. Okay, thanks for the drum roll, Chen. I appreciate that. All right, so yes, it has. So start with that and then double up. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It has changed quite a bit, I'm afraid, and not in a good way. I think ice cream used to be better when I was a child. Nowadays, a lot of ice cream seems to be low quality, and the good stuff, and I don't like using the word stuff in IELTS speaking, except in very, very rare cases, like in this one here, okay? And the good stuff, and you might even want to define it, I mean organic ice cream with explosive flavor is ridiculously expensive. A half a liter costs around $12. during my childhood, it would have been just a couple of bucks. Okay, now this is a very advanced answer, but again, I want to teach you vocabulary. I want to teach you advanced English. So take a look at this answer. I'll show you why it's considered quite an advanced answer, even though there is some very colloquial language. So, you know, people often ask, can I use slang? Can I use everyday language? Yes, as long as you use it at an expert level. If you're using it in a very simple way, like yeah, sure, or yeah, it has, then you're not going to do very well. Okay. All right. So here's the answer. Okay, again, the question, has ice cream changed in any way since you were a child? Yes, it has. It has changed quite a bit, I'm afraid, and not in a good way. It has changed quite a bit, I'm afraid, is a nice natural phrase. Look at the present perfect. We've got one present perfect here. We've got another present perfect here. And then we've got more present perfect in the conditional form right here. Okay. Maybe red's not the right color for that. But yeah, so lots of reflection of that grammar, right? The examiners love to hear it, even if they don't identify it right away. Okay. Nuv, the examiner will not stop you unless you're not fluent, going off topic, or speaking way too much. This is not over speaking. The examiner will give you time to answer in this way. Okay, as long as you're fluent. That's a very important as long as you are fluent. So yes, it has changed quite a bit, I'm afraid, and not in a good way. I think ice cream used to be better when I was a child. Nowadays, a lot of ice cream seems to be low quality, and the good stuff, I mean, organic ice cream with explosive flavor, is ridiculously expensive. A half liter costs around $12. Pardon me. During my childhood, it would have been just a couple of bucks. All right. Nurbanu, our member, good to see you in the class, Nurbanu. Nurbanu says, well, I would say it has. When I was a child, there weren't this many flavors or toppings. It was simpler back then, and it was easy for you to choose. Besides that, it was more accessible for a child. Don't use you. Okay. Because it's never been easy for me to choose chocolate, strawberry, chocolate, strawberry, chocolate, strawberry. I'm so confused. Can I have both? So even when there were just 2 or 3 flavors, I had a tough time. Now it's impossible. I just have to close my eyes and reach for a bucket of ice cream in the store. No, I kid you. I choose. But don't use you. You is... It's not a mistake per se, but it's actually low-level communication because we don't want to speak directly to the examiner, okay? So instead of you, say people or kids, okay? So Nurbanu, when you're practicing at home, really pay attention and avoid using you in the IELTS exam, in the writing and in the speaking, unless you're doing the general IELTS, and task 1 writing in the general IELTS might require you to use you. Otherwise, avoid it. It's called the second person voice, and it is not an effective way to communicate. It has to be very purposeful when using you in communication. So avoid it. So say people instead. Okay, or customers. There's usually a much better and more accurate noun to use than you. Okay? Nurbanu says, got it. All right, students, we're doing fantastic. And I think we're having fun with this topic. Everybody else kind of having fun with this topic? Yeah, I'm seeing some good answers there in the chat. Yeah, you could use the word one, anime, instead of you. I'm not a big fan of one. I like people more, but yeah, you could use that. Or individual. Okay, let's do this. Let's practice speaking with our voices. Okay, I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice. How do you do it? On our website. And of course, on Sunday when we have the exclusive Zoom class for premium members, then there you can use even video. But we're going to go to aehelp.com. Carolina has put the instructions in the chat. Chen has put the instructions in the chat, so I'm not going to put the instructions in the chat. You see it here on the screen. I will show you. So go to the website. This is our website here with the blue background. Okay. You can join the premium version by clicking these big red buttons. Again, it's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. We're world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparations. So go ahead and join. Spend a couple dollars. Or you can just try it for free for now. You have this option in the free version as well. Go to your My Student account. In your My Student account, you've got your daily tips at the top. You've got computer-based practice exams, a full interactive course, over 150 lesson videos now, maybe even more than 200 now. You've got these options here, and this is what we're using right now, the Student Partner Speaking. So go ahead and click on that. For those of you looking for lots and lots of practice exams, check out the added feature of Test Glider that we added recently. You can also register for your online IELTS if you see that red button. If you don't, it's not available in your country. Okay, so let's go to that Student Partner Speaking. And we see Ivan, Anahita, Alexander, Hien, Tanzib, and hopefully many, many more students joining in. You will see me in here also. You will see me as Master, easy to see and identify, all capital letters. And then right beside my name, you'll see a blue envelope that you can message me with. Ivan, Anahita, Alexander, and Hien has already messaged me. I think Huyen was the first, so we'll go to Huyen for now and reach out and see if we can get a hold of Huyen. And pay attention to your peers, everyone. Hi, Huyen.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Huyen, thank you for volunteering. Can you just tell everybody why you are taking the IELTS exam?
I'm taking this IELTS exam because I want to demonstrate language proficiency and because it will open up a chance for my career advancement.
Nice. So lots of reasons, and getting a good career is definitely a great reason to take the IELTS exam. All right, Huyen, are you ready for some questions?
Yes, I have already.
Yes, I am ready.
And yes, I'm ready.
And there we go. All right, Ian, here we go. So welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. Let's begin. May I see your identification?
Yes, here's my ID card that I have used for registration. We have a look.
What is your full name?
My full name is Peter. Please call me by my last name, Chan.
Your first name, Chan?
My last name, Chan.
Your last name, Tian. Okay, Tian. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. What do you like to do at the weekend?
On the weekends, I like to watch TV on Saturday. This is because I like to rejuvenate our mind. after studying in television. Just yesterday I watched Doraemon um, on Netflix, and on Saturday I like to participate on uh, uh, outdoor activity like playing sports in the park located little stone to walk away from my house.
Let's talk about ice cream. Do you like ice cream? Why or why not?
Yes, definitely. I have been into ice cream since I was near high as possible. This is because not only is ice cream delicious and mouth-watering, but it also dispels the heat of summer. Whenever it is scorching hot, never do I forget to savor a scoop ice cream, a delicate frozen treat. Just yesterday, I I was over the moon when
How
I
often do
ate.
you eat ice cream?
Uh,
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
think
stop
it
there. I'm
is
gonna stop there. Dan, I'm gonna stop there just a sec. Okay, I'm gonna give you some feedback. All right. I would say that your band score, Tian, is somewhere around a band. I'm gonna say maybe so for these questions only, of course. So for these questions, your band score is somewhere at around a band 5.5 to 6. Okay, so I'm thinking fluent or maybe just under fluent. Okay, um, your vocabulary is quite good, but you do seem to be forcing some vocabulary. Like at the end here, where you were forcing the "I was over the moon," unnecessary. Okay, I felt like that was kind of practiced from YouTube, and you just used it to make sure you're using it. I would not have used that there. I thought it was kind of strange and awkward, and it seemed like a template. So you don't need to do that. I think you have good vocabulary. You just want to practice lots of speaking, get your fluency a little bit smoother, your intonation a little bit smoother, uh, and don't overspeak. So I think you were speaking a little too much, not a lot, not a lot, but a little bit too much for some of these answers. Okay, and I think you were, like I say, forcing some vocabulary. So I said, "Do you like ice cream?" You said, "Yes, definitely. I have been into ice cream." Um, Ice cream is not something that we're into. We're into certain activities, like we're into sports or we're into a type of music. But we wouldn't really say, like, I'm into ice cream, or I wouldn't say I'm into the color red. So, in certain situations, you can't use this expression to say that you like it. Okay? For ice cream, for objects, you don't want to use "I'm into." So you could say "I have loved ice cream." That would make sense. Or "I really like ice cream." Um, I have loved ice cream since I was a child. You could say that. Okay. Since I was a child. And then it was a nice use of correlative conjunction. You said this is not only because it is delicious, but it also dispels the heat of summer. Wow, dispels the heat of summer. Nice phrase. I really like that. That was interesting. It's unique to say dispels the heat of summer. Most likely in natural English, a person would say something like, "It helps me to cool off in the summer," or "It's a nice change from the summer heat to have that cold texture in my mouth." But I like "dispels the heat." I thought that was kind of neat. So just repeat after me. Are you ready?
yes.
Okay, so yes, definitely. I have loved ice cream since I was a child. This is not only because it is delicious, but it also dispels the heat of summer. I have at least one scoop of ice cream each day during the summer months.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely, I have loved ice cream since I was a child. This is because ice cream is not only delicious and mouth-watering, but it also dispels the heat of summer. I eat ice cream at least. Uh, I eat I eat uh, I eat a scoop ice cream each day. Each day,
During
yeah,
the
at least
summer months.
during the summer months.
Nice. Okay. So that's the kind of natural English that you want to use. So don't worry about really complicated or difficult vocabulary. Focus a little bit more on fluency and connecting the words nicely and smoothly and intonating. And that will be the faster way to get yourself a better band score. Okay.
Yes,
And the way to do that is to practice. And you're doing that right now. So thank you so much, Hien, for coming and practicing.
yes, thank you.
Have an awesome rest of your day and come back again, okay?
The same to you.
Okay, thanks. Bye, Huyen. All right, that was Huyen. Let's give Huyen a thumbs up. She was so confident and brave, and I loved her answers. Some of the vocabulary was a little bit unnatural, but some of it was quite neat and interesting for sure. All right, let's look for maybe a new face. How about Isulu? I don't think we've heard from Isulu yet, so let's check in with Isulu. Isulu, are you ready? Thanks for all the thumbs up, everybody, and the confidence boost. That's super important. Okay, Isulu. Ooh, loud, loud, loud. Isulu, are you there? Kind of sounds like there's something going on. Students, make sure that when you're joining this, you're not audible, Isulu. No, I can't hear you. I see your text, but you're not audible. It means that we do have a connection, but you need to check your microphone, your permissions, make sure you're allowed the pop-ups, notifications, all of that for the website, because if you have ad blockers and other systems running, that can interfere with the functionality of the website. So Isulu, check into that. I'll check with somebody else. Sometimes it can be a connectivity issue as well. So sometimes you need to use a VPN potentially. But I'll check with somebody else. And if we seem to have more issues, then I will kind of circle back and see what's going on. But anyway, let's look at and see if Tanzib is here. Tanzib, are you ready? All right. Yeah, there's a million places where there could be issues with the connection, so you really just have to kind of check and make sure it's working with others. Sometimes it's on my side. Hi, Tanzib.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
All right. Have you had any ice cream recently?
Uh, Not really, because it's really cold here, so I'm saving it for the summer.
You're saving it for this summer. That's great, Tanzib. I love it. It's cold here too, but I'll be honest with you. I ate ice cream about 2 days ago. Even in the cold, I will eat ice cream. It's very Canadian. Us Canadians, we often like ice cream in the winter, and we do barbecues in the winter. Maybe it's because we have so much of it. Okay, Tanzib, are you ready for some questions?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Let's begin. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. What is your full name?
My full name is Tanjibo Komit, but you can call me by Omit.
Okay, Omid. For part one, I will ask you some questions on a general topic. Let's talk about ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
Yes, I do. Ice cream is my favorite dessert, and I like because of the different flavor that it comes with, especially the flavor strawberry.
How often do you eat ice cream?
During the winter, I rarely eat any ice cream, but During summer, I actually eat a lot of ice cream, sometimes 2 or 3 ice cream at the same in a single go. But I usually prefer to stay away from it during winter because of some health issue.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream and why?
I actually like strawberry flavored ice cream because it really have a sweet taste to it. I do like other flavors as well, but usually strawberry is my favorite one to go with.
Where can you buy ice cream near your home?
Actually, we have many shops around our home, so it's not that hard to get ice cream. It's also cheap, so I usually go to the nearest store and just ask for my favorite ice cream.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. That was really good. Okay,
Okay.
I would say, your fluency is it's like a band 8 to 9 for sure. You're very fluent. Your grammatical accuracy is also, I think, close to a 9. You're very accurate. Your grammar. Okay, I don't really hear any grammar mistakes. Your overall score, I think, would be easily around a 7.58, no problem. I think probably more of an 8. And depending on the rest of the exam, maybe even higher. One aspect, I think that you have the potential to get an 8.5 or even a 9. The one you definitely sound very confident. You sound like you have a lot of experience with English throughout your life, speaking to others, maybe using it in work, school, everyday life. So I can tell that English is basically a native language for you, and the place where you want to improve is content. So when you have really good, and listen up everybody, when you have really good fluency, when you have really good vocabulary, when you know English and you easily and comfortably use it in just about any situation in life, then it's really about communication. So it's not so much about grammar, it's not so much about vocabulary, but it's content. And you have to kind of think about that like YouTube creators, like content is king. With good content, that's how you capture your audience. That's how you get those really high scores like 8.59. Let me show you what I mean real quick, okay? So I asked you for your name, and you said your name, and then you said, but you can call me. Instead of but you can call me in the IELTS, just say please call me. It's better because you're asking instead of giving permission, so it just sounds more polite. Please call me. Okay, that's just a little tip. And then I asked you, do you like ice cream? And you were so fluent I couldn't catch up with you. Everybody watching, that's usually a good indicator that you're very fluent, is that if I cannot type as fast as you speak, that means you're definitely fluent. Okay, so do you like ice cream? You said yes, I do. I think it's my favorite dessert. I like strawberry the most. And you said actually one or two more sentences there. It was very natural, very nice, confident. Okay. Now I asked you, how often do you eat ice cream? And then you said, and this was a very good answer. I thought about this earlier when we were looking at this, and I'm glad that you said this. You said, during the winter, I rarely eat ice cream. And then you said, but in the summer, I eat at least, I think you wanted to say something like 2 or 3 servings
2 or 3.
per day, right? And then you went back to winter. You said, but in winter, I don't because of some health issue. So here we can give more clarity with better explanations. Okay, so we can say, during the winter, I rarely eat ice cream because it's cold. And I don't like it as much. Okay. So even though it's kind of clear for the listener why you wouldn't eat ice cream in the winter if it's cold, you should still tell your listener that, right? But in the summer, I eat at least 2 or 3 servings per day. And then if you want to add this part, but in the winter I don't because of some health issues, you should say, what is that health issue, right? And most of us know this, but I want to hear that explanation and that vocabulary because I'm afraid I will get a sore throat or catch a cold, right?
Yes, sir.
So just repeat this after me. So really pay attention to content, okay? During the winter, I rarely eat ice cream because it is cold and I don't like it as much. But in the summer, I eat at least 2 or 3 servings per day. But in the winter, I don't because I'm afraid I will get a sore throat or catch a cold.
During the winter, I rarely eat ice cream because it is cold and I don't like it as much. But in the summer, I eat at least 2 or 3 servings per day. But in winter, I don't because I'm afraid I'll get a sore throat or catch a cold.
Okay, much better. So aim for that level of explanation. This is an important tip, everybody. In the IELTS speaking, think about your examiner like an alien. They're really smart. They understand you. They know English. They know communication, but they don't know what you know. You have to really clearly explain it to them. So yeah, most of us know that in the winter, you have to be careful if you're eating cold food, especially if it's cold outside and you're outside. You can really catch a bad illness, but we still need to explain that for the examiner. Okay.
Yes, sir. Understood.
All right, makes sense. Okay, so aim for that. All right, Tanzib, have an awesome rest of your Wednesday, however much is left, and we'll talk again soon. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for volunteering, Tanzib. Bye for now. All right, that was Tanzib. Let's give Tanzib a thumbs up. That was really great. Thank you for all the volunteering, by the way, everybody. I see lots and lots of volunteers. Let's go to one of our, excuse me, let's go to one of our, maybe I've been eating too much ice cream. let's go to one of our premium students here. Let's go to Hang Pham. Hang Pham, are you ready? Hopefully Hang Pham's there. Thank you for all the thumbs up, everybody. That's so cool to see you supporting each other like that. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to reload the page here, everybody. So you're going to have to join back in. Hang Pham, if you're listening to me and you're still there, maybe you want to reload your page. You might not all have to reload it. I have to reload it. So just give me 1 second here while I do that. I'm going to just reboot our server here. So you will all have to reload the page. I think there's just so many of us pinging the server. We are, by the way, looking into a new system, and we'll have that coming at you soon, hopefully. Okay. All right, everybody. So just join that chat again. Leona has joined, Nurbanu has joined, Ivan has joined, which is great. And just seeing if Hang Pham is going to join back up again as well. Anahita, nice. I see you volunteering also. Good students. I see lots of volunteers. Hang Pham, if you're still there, just shift refresh or just simply refresh your page, make a new connection, and then we'll get in there. Chen, thank you for putting the instructions back in the chat again for all of those people who are just joining us now. That's awesome. All right, Hang Pham, while we're waiting for you, I'm going to just try to reach out to Deborah. Let me just see. I've lost the page again. So many of us hitting the server. Just reload again. Everybody reload again. Yep. I see some of you are realizing that, yes, you just have to refresh. Okay. Deborah, I know, has been trying to volunteer. There we go. Deborah, are you ready? Deborah, as soon as you join, it disconnects for me. I don't know why. Strange. I think it's because there are so many of us hitting that server. But I won't give up. I'll try one more time. I'll just be a lot quicker this time. Let's try with Ivan. Are you ready? Before so many of you can hit the server. All right. Cool.
Hello,
Hi, Ivan. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. What about you? How is your week going?
Thanks. It's going quite well so far. I've had some good rest earlier in the week and I'm full of energy, so it's great. I appreciate you asking. All right, Ivan, are you ready for some questions?
Yes, I am.
That is fantastic. Are you ready to talk about ice cream?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream and why?
My favorite flavor of ice cream is wild berry full flavor. It's very tasty, very rich, but it's in the same time it's very, I would say, gentle. So when I eat ice cream, usually it's in the summer, I feel refreshed and satisfied with this specific kind of ice cream.
When do you usually like to eat ice cream and why?
I usually like eat ice cream uh, when it's hot outside. Usually it's summer in my region. Also it's end of spring. Uh, it's very pleasant in a hot weather, but I try to avoid it in other parts of the year because I try to avoid to get sick because of cold food.
If you could go anywhere to try any ice cream, where would you go and what would you try?
Hmm. Um, it's a kind of difficult question. I never think about this that way. And I would say I would go in. I would go to Russia. When I was a child, I used to travel to visit my relatives in Russia, and when I taste ice cream there, it was very rich in comparison with my local ice cream in Uzbekistan. I think it's because of the milk, because of richness of the milk. So I would probably like to go to Russia and eat ice cream, real organic ice cream without any chemical additions and supplements.
That is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. All right. Okay, Ivan, good job. Great effort as always, Ivan. And I really appreciate how, you're always coming back. You're consistently in the classes. You're practicing, and obviously you're getting experience with lots of different topics, right? Like you probably had no idea last week that this week you would be talking about ice cream, right?
Yes.
And now you are. And by the way, practicing English on this topic of ice cream is, like I say, it's quite good because funny enough, this is a kind of English that is very useful when you're traveling around the world because it's almost for sure, especially if you're taking a trip during the summertime, that you're going to use this English if you're somewhere in Europe or North America or Asia, other parts of the world, right?
And it's real English, not some artificial situations. It's real life stuff.
It is. It's very yes. People like talking about ice cream for sure. I agree with you. Okay, so I asked you a few questions here. I said, "What is your favorite flavor of ice cream and why?" And you said, "My favorite flavor of ice cream is wild berry ice cream. It's rich, but at the same time, it's subtle." I think your vocabulary is rich. It's quite broad. Um, just work on that fluency. Sometimes you kind of get stuck and you want to push past that. One way, Ivan, that you can practice that, and for many students out there who are like Ivan, where you have good vocabulary, relatively good grammar and structure, but you kind of get stuck as you're putting the words together and getting the sentence out. Do lots of repetition. So identify a couple of people that you enjoy, celebrities, whoever they might be, podcasters, movie stars, etc., and then really try to copy their intonation, their diction, their style of speaking, their fluency. So just kind of constantly pushing your boundaries of speed and fluency. Okay, Ivan?
Okay.
Because that's kind of what's dropping your score. So I think you would get around a band 7 for sure. I think you have good English. But before I can give you a 7.5 or an 8, which is going towards a very good English, I need to hear more. I need to hear smoother English, smoother, more fluent English.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just one or two quick corrections here. When do you usually like to eat ice cream? You said, I like to eat ice cream when it's hot outside. How hot? What's the temperature? What do you think is the temperature, Ivan, when ice cream becomes suitable?
Mm, 30 degrees or more. 32,
Okay,
probably.
perfect. I love it. See, I'm in Canada, so for me, if it's 20 degrees, it's all ice cream. Because it rarely hits 30 degrees here. So if I waited for 30 degrees, I wouldn't eat a lot of ice cream. So in some parts of Canada, it gets over 30 a lot, but not where I am. So I need to hear those numbers. Quantification is really good. I said that earlier in the lesson, and I'll say it again. Numbers are really, really helpful. So if you say, I usually like to eat ice cream when it's hot outside, like 30 degrees plus, it just really adds an extra layer of quality to that answer. Usually this is summer in my region. What is your region?
Uzbekistan.
Right, and more specifically,
Tashkent.
yeah, so add that. Usually this is summer in Tashkent. What months to what month? Because you said late spring. So
All summer is hot.
Yeah, so, and then you also said late spring, which I thought was a little bit awkward. I would have said that earlier. So I would have said late spring to the end of summer or even early fall. So try to be chronological always when
But
you're...
it's more like addition because summer is hot, but late spring maybe hot, maybe not.
I got that.
In a way.
I got that. You have to be careful with those additions. You still want them to be as logical as possible, especially talking to a stranger. So you don't want to be jumping around in the timeline. So usually this is summer in Tashkent in my region. Just give me the months. So again, be more quantitative here. Like what month to what month? What would you say is like kind of the start of ice cream season?
Start of ice cream season is middle of spring in general, but
So like May?
May or probably April, in middle of April sometimes. It depends on year.
Yeah, sure.
Usually
So we don't have...
May, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we don't have to be that specific.
Okay.
And then you said, but I try to avoid. Now that's where the examiner would interrupt you because
Off
the
topic.
question, yes, exactly. The question is when do you like to eat ice cream, right? Not when do you not like to eat ice cream. So this would be kind of the more specific answer. And you can just repeat this after me. Everybody watching and listening, also do this repetition. So the question again is, when do you usually like to eat ice cream? I usually like to eat ice cream when it's hot outside, like 30 degrees plus. Most often, this is summer in Tashkent, in my region, I'd say from about mid-April to the start of September.
I usually like to eat ice cream when it's hot outside, like 30 degrees or more. Usually, this is summer in Tashkent. I'd say from probably even late spring, mid-April to the start of September.
Much better. Okay, so that's your very specific, clear answer. That's the way you want to communicate. And again, this isn't just IELTS that we're practicing for here, but in the workplace and professional or academic settings, this is the type of communication that really helps you achieve great goals, right? So that's what we want to aim for. Ivan, I always appreciate you volunteering, and I definitely appreciate your hard work. So thanks for your continued effort, and come back again, okay?
Okay, thank you for your feedback.
You're very welcome. Bye, Ivan. All right, everybody. So again, the clear message here is pay attention to the question, stay on topic, and quantify, okay? We often forget to use numbers in our day-to-day communication. And I'm not saying become a robot or a computer, but do pay attention to the importance of numbers. All right, Isulu, I said, yeah, we can try again. Are you ready? So let's give Isulu a second chance here. And students, by the way, this feature of the website, as you can tell, it's a little bit tricky here in the live classes because so many of us hit the server at the same time. But usually it's for you, okay? It's for you to work with each other. Isulu, if you're still there, let me know, so that I can reach out to you. Okay. Let's see who else I promised. Isula, I don't see you coming back to me, so I'm not sure if you've gone away or went for... Oh, no, there you are. Okay. Isulu, I still cannot hear you. Isulu, the best course of action, send me an email. Let me know what operating system you're using, what browser you're using, what part of the world you're in, and then I can maybe give you a little bit more tips or help on what you can do to make a connection. Okay? All right. Asa, are you ready? Let's give Asa a chance here. Hopefully it'll work. By the way, students, this is why for a premium exclusive class, we're using Zoom on Sundays, because that is the most stable platform compared to all of the other ones out there. Okay, so keep that in mind for those Sunday premium students. So Anahita, premium student, Manikanta, premium student on Sundays, okay? We use Zoom, and I send that Zoom link out today or tomorrow, okay? All right, Asa.
Hello.
Hi, Asa. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Adrian. How's it going?
Good. We haven't spoken in some time, have we?
No, it's my first time actually.
Oh, it's your first time. Well,
Yes.
welcome. Good for you. Asa,
Thank you.
Where are you?
I'm actually from northern Iraq. It's a state called Kurdistan.
Ah, Northern Iraq. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
We are a different nation from Arab,
Right.
from
And
Iraqi.
is ice cream popular there?
Oh, it's pretty popular. Yeah.
People love ice cream. I don't know if there's any country in the world where I would guess not. I bet you probably every country has ice cream. All right, Asa, let's get into some questions. Are you ready?
I am ready, yes.
Okay, let's talk about ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
Yes, definitely. I love ice creams. I think it's my favorite trait because I do live in a country where summers are pretty hot. It goes to like around 45 Celsius degree, and it is the best alternative to get refreshed throughout the day.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
My favorite flavor, I would say it is pistachio. Not only because it's my favorite, but also it has a balanced sweetness, I would say.
If you could travel anywhere in the world and try any flavor of ice cream, where would you go and what would you try?
I have not tried ice cream in a cold countries. I would say Eastern Europe or Northern Europe, especially Scandinavia.
So where would you go and what flavor would you try?
I would go to Sweden. Maybe a vanilla ice cream is my choice.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and give you some feedback.
Okay.
All right. So your band score would be about a 6.5 to 7. You're definitely more than fluent. You're closer to good English. Okay, so you're closer to that 7 for sure, I think. And it is your first time, and I'm sure you're a little bit nervous. Maybe not. You do sound kind of confident, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, I would say.
A bit
Little
nervous.
bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're not showing it, which is good. You're controlling your nerves, which is good.
Yeah, I'm good at hiding it.
and that's a great trick for the IELTS exam. Absolutely, just some good breathing techniques or good visualization to kind of get over that nervousness. Okay, so let's go over your questions. I'll give you a little bit of feedback. So you have good. You have good fluency. Some of your word choice can be improved a little bit, and your content can be improved. When somebody reaches a band 6.5, which is past fluent, that's usually where the most improvements can be made, is with content, word choice, and maybe a little bit more accurate grammar or pronunciation. Okay. So
Okay.
here I said, do you like ice cream? And you said, yes, definitely. I love ice creams. Ice cream is non-count, believe it or not. It's just ice cream. There's no plural form here. It's cream, I don't think, has a plural form. We don't really use it. So even Microsoft Word there underlined it for me. So it's just, I love ice cream. And I know we want to say plural because it's like I want to say all flavors of ice creams, right?
Yeah.
But you can't. It's still singular. So just repeat after me. Yes, definitely. I love ice cream.
Yes, definitely. I love ice cream.
I think it's my favorite treat.
I think it's my favorite treat.
I really liked how you use the word treat instead of dessert, for example. I think it's quite natural and it was well used. So that was really good.
Thanks.
I do live in a country where it's pretty hot. 45 degrees is more than pretty
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
yeah, so be careful with your word choice here. It's not pretty hot, it's very hot. Okay.
Okay.
There's actually an even better word for a place that's really hot or very hot. Do you know what word we often use when it's super hot? It starts with an
I
S.
was about to say I live in a tropical country, but Iraq is not a tropical country.
No, it's not a tropical country. And do be specific. So if you want to say I live in Iraq, then do say I do live in Iraq, which is a country where it's very hot, but it's scorching hot. Try that, scorching.
Oh, scorching hot.
Yeah. So I do live in Iraq, which is a country that is scorching hot
I do live in Iraq, which is a
country.
scorching hot country.
If you're gonna
Okay.
go that way, it gets to 45 degrees. Nice quantification.
It gets to a 45 degree Celsius, maybe.
It gets to 45 degrees.
It gets to 45 degrees.
I should say, it gets up to 45 degrees.
Yeah, gets up to 45 degrees.
And
You have to say Celsius or
you don't need to. I understand. Yeah, Fahrenheit, that would not be hot. So I
yeah.
understand that I know that it's Celsius. You don't have to say it. And ice cream is the best alternative to get refreshed in the summer. It's a little bit strange, I would say. And ice cream is a great way to cool down in the summer.
Okay.
Try that. And ice
And
cream
ice
is
cream is the best way to get cooled down during summer.
almost. And ice, it's simpler than that. So I think you're overcomplicating the grammar a little bit. And ice
Okay.
cream is the best way to cool off in the summer.
And ice cream is the best way to cool off in summer.
Good. Let's try the whole answer all together. Okay, listen up, everybody, and you can also repeat here. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So yes, definitely, I love ice cream. I think it's my favorite treat. I do live in Iraq, which is a country that is scorching hot. It gets up to 45 degrees, and ice cream is the best way to cool off in the summer heat.
Yes, definitely. I love ice cream. I think it's my favorite treat. I do live in Iraq, which is a country scorching hot. It gets up to 45 degrees, and ice cream is the best way to cool off in the summer heat.
Nice. So that's a great answer. Now, later on, I asked you that question of if you could travel anywhere. Where would you go and what flavor would you try? And then you said, I have not tried ice cream in any cold countries, so I would travel to Scandinavia. And then you kind of didn't answer the question, right? You didn't say the country and you didn't say the flavor of the ice cream. So be really careful and make sure you answer the question, because not all examiners will ask you again to say if you could go anywhere. Some examiners, what they'll do is they'll repeat the question. So they'll say it again. When they say it again, that's when you should realize, like, oh, I probably didn't answer that question correctly.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I think I said Sweden the second time you asked
The
me.
second time you did. Yes, the second time you
Yeah.
did. But that was the second time. You want to do that the first time, okay?
Okay, so
Um,
I need to be more specific at the first time.
You have to make sure you answer the question the first time. Yeah, so you answer the country and you answer the flavor of ice cream for sure. So here you could say, if I had the chance, I would travel to Sweden and try vanilla ice cream, because I've heard they have very good quality milk there.
Okay.
Try that.
Okay, if I had a chance, I would try to go to Sweden and try the vanilla milk, you said?
Vanilla ice cream,
Vanilla ice cream. I
because they
heard they
have,
have a good milk.
yeah, I heard they have very good quality milk there.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before I let you go, I want you to practice one more sentence here with this conditional with me because we haven't heard this yet, and we have to give credit where it's deserved. If I could go anywhere in the world and try any ice cream, I would travel to Italy and taste authentic gelato, especially pistachio, because that is my favorite flavor. And I've heard Italy has the best pistachio ice cream. Try that.
Oh, it's a bit long, but I would say
Let's try it.
okay.
You don't have
If
to. You don't.
I
Wait. You don't have to say exactly what I said. Just say the content. Doesn't have to be the
okay,
exact same sentence. Go for it.
if I could get a chance to travel somewhere, I would go to Italy and try the specific pistachio the ice cream. I forgot the rest.
Good. Here we go. Last part. I would try pistachio gelato because I've heard it's the best in the world.
I would try pistachio gelato because I've heard it is best in the world.
And that's how I'm going to say goodbye to you today, Asa, is if you have the chance and you really love pistachio ice cream, go to Italy and try a pistachio gelato. It's probably going to be the best you'll ever taste. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Adrian, especially for the feedbacks. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the next time to participate.
Asa, I'm looking forward to the next time that you volunteer. Have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for
Yeah,
volunteering.
you too. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, that was Asa. Let's give Asa a thumbs up. And Miriam saying ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Students, go get yourselves an ice cream. We're coming to the end of this lesson. And I see that many people volunteered. We gave a lot of new people chances today as well. Students, this is also for you here to interact with each other, not just for me to talk to you in these classes. Again, for all of our premium students on our website, we are hosting an exclusive Zoom class for you now every week on Sunday at this time. So to become a premium student, make sure to join by clicking the big red button here on the website or using Shopify on YouTube. For general IELTS students, it's the green background here. Use that big red button there. Thank you to our channel moderators, Chen and Carolina, for helping everybody out. And thank you for all of the volunteers for being confident and putting yourselves forward. I will be back tomorrow with task 1, graphs and charts for our YouTube channel member chat. Everybody, of course, is welcome to watch. And we will have a subscribers chat class after that for the listening section, the more challenging part 3, part 4 of the listening section. Until tomorrow, go to the websites, sign up, start learning, start using the student chat, improve your English, improve your communication, and come back and be with me again here tomorrow for more IELTS, more English, more communication. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria, Canada. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world today. Bye for now, students.